Good morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. I'm Brian Moritz. Today we're going to continue going through beautiful used coaches that we've been taking in on trade lately. This here is a 2017 Newmar Dutch Star 4369. So the most popular floor plan and model of the Newmars. 2017 was a really good year for the Newmar Dutch Star. That's going to be the second year of more floor, which is going to be the full tile floor with no carpet, and it's also the second year of the HWH hydraulic slide. So that's where you have a full flush floor all the way across the motorhome. This particular coach, as of right now, 7/14/2021, is available. I would bet by 7/21/2021 this coach will be gone. So if you're interested in it, give me a call. I'll give you my number at the end of the video. So this coach in 2017 was very well loaded up. We've got the Gerard Nova awning package, which is going to give us the two full-length awnings over here on the door side, the patio side of the motorhome. So both of these awnings can be controlled individually. There's a remote for them. There's also controls inside. I like to just do it here because I'm right here. But we can retract those awnings from outside, inside, or with the remote, just depending on what you're feeling. Now, in conjunction with the two patio awnings, you also get the window awning right here, and you also have two on the other side over your big windows. Those are just going to be sun awnings, keep the sun from beating down into the motorhome. Now, down underneath those awnings, each window on this coach is going to be a dual pane tinted window. So what that does for you is it keeps it cooler during the summer, warmer during the winter. It also helps with noise. Once you get into a Newmar, like right now we're sitting next to the highway, if I put you into this Newmar, you wouldn't even know that there was a highway there. So while we're kind of panned out there, the exterior graphics on this coach is the Prism decor. That's how it was ordered from the factory. Now this is a full body paint. There is no stickers or decals. They're gonna peel and crack over time. Up in the front here, we've got one of the fuel fills for our 100-gallon diesel fuel tank. So we've got dual side fuel fill on this coach. So you pull into a truck stop, put two nozzles in it, it'll fill that tank very fast. In the front, we'll start with just some storage. Now notice Newmar does carpet line all of their storage bays just so that you don't have to worry about things sliding around and breaking while you're driving down the road. More storage. Now this is going to be a full pass-through bay. Now there's no tray in there, so you get the full height of that storage bay. Back behind that, another big storage compartment. Now this is another full pass-through bay. This one does have the manual sliding tray in it though. So just lift up on the handle, pull it out. Now what's cool about these trays is they come out 60% either direction. So it comes out just as far on the driver's side as it does on the passenger side. Really easy to load stuff on, and it keeps you from having to crawl on your belly down into your storage compartment to get to what you need. Another big storage here. Now this tray is not a pass-through. This is just a half pass-through tray, or a half pass tray. Now from the factory, Newmar does throw in a couple extra floor tiles just in case you ever had an incident, drop something on one, it cracks. The previous owner did not use them, so they're still here for you. And then also in this bay, we've got a couple things. Our awning controllers are going to be these two white boxes back here. Now that's where I push the button to retract those awnings in the beginning of the video. Two 110-volt outlets. So if you wanted to bring your cooktop out here, if you had a radio, a TV, you could just plug it in right there and be able to have power on the exterior of the motorhome. Back behind that, we've got just a little pegboard storage trays. Now this is a great place for a couple extra quarts of oil, maybe a new serpentine belt, anything maintenance, emergency related, this would be a great tray for it. You got the pegboard here, so if you wanted to hang some wrenches, some sockets, maybe a hammer, perfect place to do it. Directly behind that is going to be our 105-gallon freshwater tank. On the 2017 Newmar Dutch Star 43-footer, you do get the tag axle, so steer axle in the front, drive axle right here, and then this is going to be your tag axle. So what a tag axle does is it redistributes the weight from the back of the motorhome to the front of the motorhome. Gives you a more stable, solid, steady ride while you're cruising down the interstate. That tag axle is also a passive steering tag axle, so it will follow the front wheels. It'll turn up to 12 degrees on the Spartan chassis. So when we turn, these back wheels will actually turn with you. Now what that does is it prevents these tires from scrubbing on tight turns. It also decreases your turning radius by just a little bit. Back behind the axles, your diesel exhaust fluid tank. So that's where we put our diesel exhaust fluid. The only thing you need to know about diesel exhaust fluid is just keep it filled up and you'll never have an issue with it. Back behind that, two 12-volt chassis batteries. Now all these are going to do is start the engine for you. And then two battery disconnects down here. These are going to be for extended storage, just so that you don't have any kind of a small draw on these batteries. That way you don't come home to it, or back to your, you don't come try to pick your coach up and it has dead batteries. In the back of this Newmar Dutch Star 4369, you've got a Cummins 8.9 liter ISL. That is going to be a 450 horsepower, 1,250 foot-pounds of torque. And then on the back here, oil dipstick, transmission fluid fill, oil fill. Now those are all easily accessible from back here. So if you just want to check the oil before you go on a trip, you will. You can just come here, pull the dipstick. It makes life very, very easy for you. Full fiberglass rear cap, HD, full color, backup camera up top. And then down below, you've got a 2-inch receiver with a 15,000-pound towing capacity, 7-pin connector for your trailer brakes and trailer lights. Looks like the previous owner must have had an Air Force One. You've got an airline back here, prep for an Air Force One if the vehicle that you're towing has that braking system. Coming around to the driver's side, we've got side-mounted radiator on the Newmar Dutch Star. Just better airflow to your engine and its components, keep everything nice and cool. Emergency egress door, this is going to be in the back bathroom. So if you were ever trapped in the bedroom, couldn't get to the front of the coach to get out of it, you could actually open this door and jump out of it there. Another DEF fill, so dual side DEF fill as well as dual side diesel fuel fill. This is going to be our house water compartment, so hot and cold exterior shower, low point drains, black tank rinse, fill valve, whole house water filter. Newmar does an awesome job. Your water inlet hose is on a reel, so just pull it out. When you're done camping, push a button, it'll suck itself back in there. Gray and black tank dump, as well as a remote water pump start. So if you're out here and wanted to use this exterior shower, you could actually turn your water pump on from here, and you don't have to go into the motorhome to do it. Right here, 50 amp power cord, again on a reel. So pull it out. When you're done camping, push the button and it'll wind itself back up. 50-foot cord on a 50 amp power cord, or power reel. Right in front of that, your Oasis hydronic heating system. So this is going to be for your control of heat and hot water, on-demand hot water, as well as hydronic heating. And then we're back to storage. So this is the other side of that pass-through tray we showed you on the front, or on the passenger side. Like I said, 60% either direction gives you access to all of your everything you store from both sides. Other side of the other pass-through bay. Now this is the one that does not have a tray in it. Here at Transwest, we do have the capability to put a tray in here if you wanted it. They just didn't order it like that, but we can absolutely put it on aftermarket. And then last but not least, up here in the front compartment, we've got 8 6-volt AGM house batteries on a tray. So if you ever needed to change out those batteries, you pull 2 pins, pull the batteries out to you. That way you don't have to lug a battery into that compartment. And then the other fuel fill for that 100-gallon diesel fuel tank. And then up here, we've got our compartment for electronics for the chassis. So this is where we're gonna find things like fuses for your seat, your power seats, just all your chassis fuses here. There's also a release here. This is gonna open up the front cap and expose that Awning 10,000 watt quiet diesel generator. Now I mentioned this is a used coach. This generator has just under 80 hours on it. So the other day when I looked at it, it was 77. It's running right now, but very little usage on a generator. Good indication that this is probably a park queen. And once we get into the motorhome, we'll go over some other stuff about used motorhomes. So that 10,000 watt generator, that was an option in 2017. With the 10,000 watt generator, you do get 3 15,000 BTU roof mounted air conditionings with heat pumps. So when you opted for the bigger air conditionings and the extra air conditioning, you got the 10,000 watt generator as a bonus. That's pretty much gonna wrap up the exterior of this coach. Let's head inside. As we come in here, notice that I do have all of the slide outs closed so that we can see the space while you're traveling. So this would be the driving configuration of this 2017 Newmar Dutch Star 4369. So right here, this is gonna be probably our tightest point right in between the couch and the recliners. You can still walk through there, make it back here. We can get right into our half bathroom thanks to a center pivot door. And then also we can access this refrigerator, freezer, and pantry. Now, if you wanted to get into the bed, you absolutely could. There's plenty of room to get back into the bedroom. I'll sit on it just so everyone can see. Now, just be aware, it's a little tight with cabinets and everything, but you can get in here if you want to just pull over, take a quick nap. Plenty of room to get to it. Now we'll get this coach opened up. So I mentioned in the beginning that 2017 was the second year of more floor and HWH hydraulic slides on the Newmar Dutch Star. So right now I'm pushing the button, you hear the hydraulic pump come on. So this slide is gonna go out and then it's gonna drop down and become completely flush with the main floor of the motorhome. And there it is. Now, a common question we get with hydraulic slides is what would you do if you had a failure for some reason? So Newmar thought that through. There is 2 releases down below to take pressure off of your hydraulic cylinders. And then it's not gonna be easy, I'm not gonna say it's easy, but you can push that slide back in with a couple people. Just by releasing the pressure on the hydraulic cylinders. So it's literally 2 little flappers. You just knock them down, releases the pressure, and then grab a couple people and start pushing on it, and it'll go back in. 4369 is a triple slide model. So last one's gonna be the bed slide. So just while we kind of have a lull here, the water capacities on this motorhome is you have 105 gallons of fresh water, 65 gallons of gray water, 45 gallons of black water. I already mentioned 3 15,000 BTU air conditionings. Now, with air conditionings, I feel it's necessary to talk about why Newmar does air conditionings up top like this. So instead, if you look at other manufacturers, if you were in the travel mode, all your slides were in, when you turn your air conditionings on, all it's doing is dumping air onto the top of your slides. You're never getting good air circulation inside of the motorhome. So Newmar, instead of ducting all the way out to the sides, they ran it right down the center of the coach so that you're still getting air movement inside of slide out so that if there's a passenger back here, your dogs are back here, you're driving down the road, you turn on the generator, you can turn on your air conditionings, and they'll actually be getting cool air while in travel mode. We'll start in the back. This is really one of my favorite things about the Newmar Dutch Star 4369 is going to be the master bathroom. So as we come back here, really big space, big shower, no obstructions anywhere. In the very back, we've got a full closet, so hanging storage here. You have shelving on both sides. That shelving is adjustable up and down as needed. And then this coach was actually optioned with the shoe rack in the back. And then, so you get 3 doors. Down below, we've got a small safe. Cash, jewelry, whatever you need. You got a little place that you can put to keep it secure. Dometic electric flush macerating toilet. And then this is that emergency egress door that I mentioned on the outside. So just pull the handle, push it open. It'll swing all the way and touch the body of this motorhome. So gives you quite a bit of room to get in and out of it. Power shades for the bathroom. There's our night shade. Push the other one. Day shade will come down behind it. So you have a full privacy shade as well as just a kind of keep the sun out shade. Over here, really nice big shower. We've got the sprayer wand down below as well as the rain style shower head. Now we can adjust this shower head to be up just a little bit taller. So, and for you taller folks, the cathedral ceiling, if you look at this ceiling, you'll see that it's rounded up top. So it gives you a lot of headroom without having to stick your head out through a skylight when you're taking a shower. Back over here, dual side medicine cabinets. Now we do have 2 110 volt outlets in both of those medicine cabinets. And then his and her sinks and 2 110 volt outlets on either side of those as well. Down below, plenty of storage for your shaver, toothpaste, extra toiletries, and then 2 nice big cabinets under those sinks as well. Up here in the front of the bathroom, we've got our stacked washer and dryer. This is going to be Whirlpool in 2017. Now, the 4369 is awesome because there's no obstruction here. If I'm trying to do laundry, I'm not working over a toilet. I'm not working in a confined space at all. Plenty of room to do what we need to do. Coming forward into the bedroom, the Newmar Dutch Star 4369 did come with a 72 by 80 king bed. So 72 inches wide, 80 inches long. All right, up top, extra storage for the bedroom. And then down below these cabinets, we've got some general coach controls. So from here, we can turn on and off all the lights, security lights. So if I want to go, let's just say reading lights underneath the bed here, I can do it from here without having to get out. And then I can also control the shades for the bedroom at the push of a button. So again, we've got day and night shades back in this bedroom. On either side of the bed, we do have opening windows, so we can create a nice cross breeze as long as that slide is out. On the other side of the bedroom, more hanging wardrobe. The 4369 just gives you the most wardrobe space out of any motorhome that I think I've ever seen. So his and hers hanging wardrobes, 32-inch Sony HD TV, little counter space here, phone, wallet, keys, good place to keep it all. Nice drawers down below our hanging wardrobes. Right here we've got our AV compartment. So if we wanted to use the Winegard Traveler that is on this coach, we can actually put a satellite receiver down in here and have satellite TV hooked up to this back bedroom TV. One more drawer, all in the bedroom, all kept away from your guests in the motorhome. Now if you wanted to conceal the bedroom, we do have pocket doors come across and lock into place, so that now they won't open until I push down on the handle and slide them back. Now, they also lock into place on that side, so they're not going to open or slide while you're driving down the road. In the middle here, we've got just a small half bathroom. Now this half bathroom is great because now people don't have to go through your bedroom to get into the bathroom of your motorhome. Nice little medicine cabinet, 2 110 volt outlets, light controls, 2 more outlets, Dometic electric flush macerating toilet, and then right here we've got our fuses and circuit breakers for the house side of the for the coach side of the motorhome. So this is going to be air conditionings, water pump, anything that has to do with the actual coach will be in there. 4369 Dutch Star also comes with a huge pantry, so all your drawers are pull out. We can move them up and down as needed for you. They also lock into place once you push them in there, so they're not going to shake and rattle around while you're driving down the road. 19.7 cubic foot Whirlpool residential refrigerator. This is an all electric coach, so you get a residential refrigerator. Will run off of 110 volt power. Down below, freezer with an ice maker. Now we get asked the question a lot, do you have to run the generator to be able to use this refrigerator? No, you do not. You do have to run your inverter. The controls for that are just right over the cab there. So just turn your inverter on. Your engine's alternator will keep your batteries charged up while you're driving down the road and keep that, that refrigerator going. Here in the kitchen, small storage. Now Newmar does an awesome job. All the bottom of your cabinets are carpet lined. So what that means to you is things aren't going to slide while you're driving down the road. Another big cabinet, adjustable shelf, up and down, pull out tray. So you don't have to try and reach all the way back into that cabinet to get things out of it. Just pull it all to you. 30-inch Whirlpool convection microwave. Spice rack up top. And then one more cabinet, again carpet lined, adjustable shelves up and down. Down below, solid surface countertop. Little countertop extension here as well. Great for just extra prep space while you're cooking. Full length extension drawers. Coming down, more drawers, little silverware tray there. Right now we've got all the remotes in there. So for the TVs, the awning, everything. And then 2 more drawers. Really nice space down below here. You get 2 pull-outs. This is where you'd put a trash can, a small trash can, while you're camping. And then just a little spot here. You know, keep your dishes, accessories. I don't know why I can't think of what that would be called. Sponges, scrubbers, things like that. You can keep them right there. Underneath the countertop, single stainless steel undermount sink, single bowl. And then 2 burner true induction cooktop on the all electric models. And the cool thing about true induction cooktops is you can literally just pull it out, take it outside. There's just a plug back here. You can plug it into those outlets I showed you underneath. You can cook outside. And then when you're done, just drop it back into place, cover it up, and you've got your full counter top there. So lots and lots of counter space in the 4369 Dutch Star. Now this coach, when it was ordered from the factory, was ordered with the Eurobooth Dinette. So good place to kind of sit and lounge if you're having guests over. You get the backrest over here against the wall. And then with that, you get an extendable table. There are leaves that we can put in here. The ones that actually came with this motorhome still have the covers on them from the factory. And there's also 2 folding chairs that will match this decor. So those are underneath the bed in the bedroom. Storage all the way down the main slide in this motorhome. So you can either use it as extra kitchen storage, you can use it as board game storage, whatever you need. Newmar thought of it, and they gave you the storage for it. And then here in the front of this slide, you've got the 2 recliners, just manual recline. Really gives you a nice seating position. So if we were sitting on those recliners, the TV is going to be right here. This will be a 50-inch TV. Push a button and up it comes. So if we're sitting in that theater seating, we don't have to turn our heads 90 degrees to be able to see the TV. And then over here on the door side, just a nice couch, very, very comfortable. This will be a hide-a-bed with an air mattress behind it. But it gives you kind of a nice lounge area if you have guests over and you want to have a cocktail hour, just sit and chit-chat. Plenty of seating options. Now the cool thing about televators is back behind the TV, you've got this huge window. So that window, one, it has the awning on it that I showed you on the outside to keep the sun out, help keep the coach cooler during the summer months, but lets in a lot of natural light once that TV is gone. Up top, above the couch, more storage. So right here, we've got the book of manuals, or the bag of manuals from Newmar. That's from when the coach was new. The previous owner did keep it. They kept the original bag. So if you come to Transwest and purchase this coach, you will get all of the manuals with it as well. One thing I forgot to mention going back to the bedroom, and I've never seen it or I've never mentioned it in my videos before, but this coach does have the central vacuum system. So this one just happens to be unwrapped because it's used. So what's really cool about the central vacuum system in Newmar is it comes with a hose just like this. In the bathroom here, you have 2 options. So right here we've got a sweep point, so we can sweep all the dirt right here, kick it on, and it'll just suck the dirt out of the motorhome into the catch down below. Or we can plug in this hose. Now this hose has this little metal ring on it. So once that ring is inserted, it completes the circuit and turns on my vacuum. So it just came on. Now this hose, so let's just say I want to vacuum the back bathroom. This hose will reach all the way into the back bathroom. Okay, get done vacuuming this, and I want to go vacuum up underneath the driver's seat. It'll reach, and I'm not even, let's see, I can get it all the way to the door, and I'm not even really pulling on it or extending it yet. So Newmar throws that in when you order a central vacuum system. This coach obviously has it. So just a nice little feature. Now with that central vacuum system, you get a smorgasbord of attachments just to make things easy while you're cleaning the coach. But the benefit of having a full tile floor rather than having carpet is you can literally sweep this motorhome, and then you can sweep it to that sweep point and just let it suck itself out. You don't really have to go around and vacuum it. Now you also don't have to worry about cleaning carpets, things like that. And then while we're over here, this coach also does have Mcd Power Shades. So at the push of the button, it will drop all of my night shades. Now I can control each of these individually. So let's say I wanted the recliner shades down, but I wanted this one up for some reason. I can do that. It's just a sequence of buttons that you have to press. It's very easy to read. So like I just hit all night up and all my night shades go up. Same thing with your day shades. So good flexibility there. Coming up into the cab area of the 2017 Newmar Dutch Star 4369, right above the door is going to be all of our controls for the house. So right here, we've got the controls for our Magnum Inverter. Now that's what's going to change your 12-volt power from your batteries to 110 volt and make it useful in the coach. So that's what you have to turn on to be able to run that refrigerator while you're driving down the road. Power control monitor, this is going to tell us what our power source is. So right now it's telling me that I'm on the generator. It'll also tell me how many amps I'm pulling. So running the air conditioning, running the refrigerator, things like that, it'll tell me, and then how many amps I'm taking in. Controls for our Oasis system, so that's going to be your on-demand hot water as well as heat. So on off, very simple. You will only, so you have 3 options here, okay? So burner, that's going to be burning diesel fuel, AC1, AC1 and 2. So the Oasis system has 3 different ways it can heat water and the coach. You can either use diesel fuel, or there are 2 900 watt elements inside of that Oasis system. So if I go to AC1, it'll turn on one of those 900 watt elements. If I go to AC2, it'll turn on both of them. What that means to you is you have versatility. If you're out boondocking, you can turn on the burner. If you're in a RV park, you can turn on the electric heat, and that way you're not burning your diesel fuel. Just digi-level, this is going to tell us our tank levels as well as our battery levels. So fresh, great, black, and then our battery levels here. Slide out controls, awning controls, awning controls. So these are going to be for just your window awnings. These are those 2 big patio awnings I showed you. Block heater, if it's cold month or cold night and you're leaving in the morning, turn that on before you go to bed. Make sure that diesel engine is nice and warm so you don't have gelled fuel. Exterior stemp on and off, security lights, and then WineGuard Ranger, Wi-Fi Ranger controls there. Big storage cabinet up above. Maybe keep your books, your DVDs, your maps while you're driving down the road. And then your AV compartment over here above the driver's seat. So this coach does have a WineGuard Traveler. It is set up for Dish Network. So if you have, this is a Wally receiver, this won't be here when it leaves, but if you have a Dish Network receiver, you can actually put it in here and have Dish Network in your motorhome. Down in the cab area, sorry if it yells at me for a second here, I just turned the key on. Okay, so on the left here we've got our Hwh Computerized Leveling. That's going to be 4-point hydraulic leveling. Now push this button, auto level, it'll drop all 4 jacks and level the coach. Tag dump, power window over here on the driver's side, toll window, engine brake on and off, and then high, medium, and low for that engine brake. Now I always just keep it in high. It's comfortable, it saves my brakes, it keeps my workload down while I'm driving this coach. 6-speed automatic transmission, drive, neutral, reverse, and then this is how you shift and the mode. So you have economy mode and performance mode. It defaults to economy mode, or defaults to performance mode, I'm sorry. Over here, power mirror control. So left, we can move the top mirror. The bottom mirror is going to still be adjustable or manual. Mirror heat switch for those cold and foggy days. Parking brake release. Bright and dim your dash. Headlights. Fog lights. On the steering wheel, we've got the controls for our cruise control as well as our high beams. And then the controls for our windshield wipers. Comfort Drive control, for those of you who don't know what Comfort Drive is an electronic assist that Newmar puts on all of their diesel products. So essentially what it's going to do is adjust how much torque it takes to turn the steering wheel. So how it affects you is, one, when you're driving in campgrounds, cities, tighter spaces, you're not laboring to turn the steering wheel. The other thing it'll do is it helps with wind. If you're getting into a heavy wind, it'll help you compensate for that. Where I notice a big difference when I drive a Newmar versus any other Class A diesel pusher, the tension that you get in your shoulders after a long day of driving a diesel pusher is gone. Newmar just does a great job with Comfort Drive, makes it a very nice, comfortable driving coach. Here in the middle, we've got a Voyager screen. This is going to be our camera screen, so right now we're looking at that backup camera. It's not in reverse, but this is just a full-time backup camera. If I were to put it in reverse, it would show some grid lines so that I have some reference points, and it's also going to have our blinker cameras. This is the left side. We have a slide out and a door open, and then the right side. Over here, electric pedal adjustment for you taller or shorter folks. You can push the pedals away from you or pull them closer, just depending on what you need. air horn, battery boost. If you were ever to lose power on your chassis batteries, you can actually pull power off of your house batteries by pushing that button and starting the engine. Generator start and stop. So this is a really cool feature. Let's say you're driving down the road, your dogs are in the back, it's starting to get hot back there. You can actually just crank your generator up and just leave your air conditioners on, cool down the pups while you're driving. Overhead fans up behind the cabinets, high, medium, and low for those. Visors. So this is for the driver's side. So this is just kind of a sun visor. Over here, shades and visors for both the driver and passenger side. Oh, that one got stuck there. There we go. So all that at the push of the button. Now with the key on, this front shade will only come down a little bit and won't go all the way down for safety reasons. Courtesy lights, docking lights, and then hydronic heater fan. And then last two, we've got the step cover for the passenger side. Now that step cover is going to come out and then it's going to go up and be flush with the floor. So that passenger doesn't have to sit with their foot down in a hole. Makes it a very comfortable ride for them as well. Plenty of weight capacity to stand on it. If you have a dog, maybe they're going to lay here. And then last one, this is just a lock for your entry door. And then over on the passenger side here, we've got some exterior light switches. And then one of the most important in my mind is power baggage door locks. So at the push of the button, and it's cool because let's just do it like this. So let's just say I just pulled up, I need to get something out of the baggage door really quick. If I push this button, it'll lock or unlock all of my baggage doors down below. So makes just getting into your storage very easy. You don't have to walk around with the key and hope you can find it. You also will get a fob that unlocks and locks all those as well, just like keyless entry on your car. Switch your sides here. And I think that is actually going to wrap up my walkthrough of this 2017 Newmar Dutch Star 4369. Like I said, as of 7/14/2021, this coach is available. It's not going to last long. The 4360, the Dutch Star is the most popular model. The 4369 is the most popular floor plan. If you have any questions about this unit, I did forget to mention, it has 22,000 miles, just under 22,000 miles. But if you have any questions about this unit, please give me a call. Again, I'm Brian Moritz with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. My phone number is 303-482-6375, or shoot me an email at brian.moritz@transwest.com. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.